This program is intended for an adult audience and deals with mature humor and contains material including language, violence, and nudity that may be offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Not your everyday typical thug, dropping syllables on the digital like social media. I'm original, making paper. Tell them haters, see you later, and catch the vapor. Like, where will I go from here? Still too early to tell, but you can bet I'm prepared for anything. And that's no lie. Spotlight's on you, so you know it's showtime.
This program is intended for an adult audience and deals with mature humor and contains material including language, violence, and nudity that may be offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Alrighty there. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning, good evening, good night, and good afternoon, and welcome to another episode of the Chop Shop here. Let me find me some background music here right quickly. Let me see what I can do. As you can see by the name of the title over there, you know, some of these dudes need to do like the opening song that we started with. Just shut up. You talk too much. You run your mouth too much. And that's what we're going to talk about here today, folks. You know, a lot of these guys can call themselves content creators. They really do. They consider themselves, you know, guys who, you know, people should follow and super chat and different things like that. You know, they're quick to offer up their opinion about things, whether it's right, wrong, or indifference. You know, always got something to say about a subject, whether it be about Will Smith or whether it be this. So, I'm not going to hold my tongue, folks. No, I'm not. I'm just going to wait a little bit. You know, they say you got to wait about 2-3 minutes before you get into, you know, start. But anyway, before we go into this, I got to play this song. I said it, but I forgot to play it. So let me play it right quick like here for you. Here, take this one, and then I'll come back and see you folks here. Stick and stay. Don't you dare go away. You're listening to the Chop Shop. I'm about to chop these niggas up. In the meantime, you talk too much. Come on now.
Boy, what's this, man? I'm like real mad. People be like constantly running off with the lip, you know what I'm saying, man? They be constantly drinking, man.
All right there, folks. Again, I wish some of these content creators or so-called content creators would take the lead of Run DMC right there and say, you talk too much. You never shut up. Regardless of what the situation is or what you feel is right or wrong about it, sometimes the best thing to do is just shut up. Don't say nothing. In this first clip, I'm going to prove exactly my point. Now, let me turn down my background music a little bit here, so y'all can really hear me. So y'all can really hear me what I'm about to say here. Now, for the longest time, y'all seen me do some streams about the guy that I'm about to talk about. You know, you've heard him say, I don't have to be right. All I got to do is say it. Let me point out something about this dude, this clip that we're about to see with this dude. Let me point this out. He don't have BGS to argue with anymore. He don't have Obsidian to argue with anymore. He definitely don't have Kevin Samuels to argue with anymore. He got booted off the Fight Club for arguing with a nigga about his looks over there. They don't want him around anymore. At the Fight Club, how can you mess that up, Angryman? Because everywhere you go, you're trying to take over. Case in point, I didn't see you at this year's purge, but last year's purge, you was all up in the mix, all up in it. But again, you don't have anybody else to fight with in the black YouTube streets, so you decide to hop up on Bernard Riley's channel. First of all, Bernard, let me say this to you, my man. Somebody comes to your house, whether it be in the virtual world or the real world, and you already have a guest sitting on your couch or in your case on your panel. How you gonna let someone come up there and completely disrespect someone like you did and not sitting back looking like the fucking Bernstein Bear? Like you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar, like you didn't know what was Angryman's ulterior motive for coming up on your panel was about. You didn't know. And then he gets up and he screams at you like you had to let him up. And if you didn't, there was going to be some consequences and repercussions behind you not letting him get up on the stream. But you're waiting on, man. But you're waiting on, we're going to be without you. But y'all going to see all this for yourself. And another, what I'm talking about, some folks need to shut up. I'm talking to the brothers. You brothers, some of you so-called content creators that do this on the side gig as well too, some of y'all need to shut up too. I'm talking about Leonard Roy. You need to shut up. Y'all gonna hear Leonard Roy say there's a correct way to do crime. I don't care who you're stealing from. I don't care who you raped, murdered, or whatever. First of all, it wouldn't be a crime if it was correct, Leonard. Let's start there. But y'all gonna hear him say that, and unfortunately, it's gonna take one of my good friends on the YouTube streets. I don't guess y'all haven't learned from her yet, have you? It's gonna take the verbal assassin to bust Leonard upside the head. Now we got a white dude busting up Angryman. We got a sister busting up Leonard Roy. But let me just say this, folks. The clips that I have for you tonight, you're going to be like, wow. Now, I know I'm pointing out some of Angryman's affiliates, whether they're for or against him, like this dude, the Grinch. Y'all going to hear him say, I know it's kind of old news, but I got to point it out. And this is going to run into what my major thing is about doing this stream. I'm going to say this before we go any further. It seems to me that of all the things that you black male content creators could be talking about, politics, what's going on in DC right now, how it took 15 votes to get a new Speaker of the House, how a black woman was damn near the third most important person in this country for about 5-6 days, not a mention. How another black woman took the Supreme Court justice, is now appointed a Supreme Court justice in the history of a state up there called what, Michigan? Oh, how a black woman Supreme Court justice is sitting on one of the highest, the highest court in the land for life. Or maybe you should be talking about black male health, whether it's mental or physical health. Should talk about diabetes. Should talk about high blood pressure and all these different things that affect black males, because as we can see within the last 6 to 7 months, it's been several black males under the age of 50 or a little bit over 50 that are no longer here with us. But y'all still using their content. Y'all still using their content. Still using their content like y'all broke into the lost vault of Kevin Samuels and Alan Roger Curry. You still got BGS over there spouting the Moynihan report. You got the Grinch running around talking about if you broke, put your picture up so I can look at you because it's making my male anatomy rise. These are the kind of guys, now I'm talking to the listeners of you content creators, these are the kind of guys that y'all super chat. These are the kind of guys don't really give a fuck about you. That will tell you anything for the almighty dollar. I want you to pay attention to how many times Angryman streams per day. And how many times the majority of you have contributed to Angryman's channel. Now ask yourself in the progress, how many channels has he lost? And what does he do as a consumer? You have a right to know. What does he do with your money? Because it's obvious looking at his setup, nothing has changed. He might have a few more gadgets, but you know what, folks? You can go and download that shit for free. And it probably to get a few of those voiceovers, all it takes a matter of what, $8-9. 24 bucks. Chop them up. Use them how you want. You can't argue with me about that because I own a radio station. I use sweepers. I use little plugs and little dits and little gadgets and this, so I know what they cost. Now, anyone that donates to my station, they can see the progress that is made. They can see where my station came from to where it's at. Anyone that's donated to me on my YouTube channel, they can go back in my archives and see the progress that I've made through the videos that I've made from the very first one that I've uploaded to this video. They can see the progress that I've made. Can you do that with Angryman? If you go back right now, a year now, I guarantee you will see him with this same red polo sweater on. 2 years ago, you can go back and see him with the same red polo sweater on. You'll see for yourself. So without further ado, folks, let's get straight to it. You know, you pulled me. I tried to keep away from you, Angryman. I tried to stay out of your reaches. But somehow or the other, somebody sent me this. And after I watched it, you pulled me back in to talk about you again. So since you did it, let me give it to you like you asked for it. Here goes the Angryman.
I got Ball of X up in here. Ball of X.
Women still want to look up to that man and follow the lead of the man. That's what I'm saying here. But I know you said you had to go, but
man, what is you waiting
here
for?
you go. You right here. I got you.
Let this dude run away. Soon as you said my name, he talking about he gotta go. Nah, don't go nowhere.
Okay.
Don't go nowhere. Stay your ass right here. First of all, Bernard, I don't know what you doing up here, bruh. To go back to what you said, men rarely act like children. Women almost always act like children. Men built this world and continue to maintain this world. If women took a day off today, if all women took a day off today, no one would give a shit. If all men took a day off today, the world would come to a crash and halt. What are you talking about, dude?
What the fuck? Are you screaming at me or him?
Okay, I wanted y'all to hear that first. Okay, we're going to start the video over. Now, I want you to let that sink in, what he just said, even after my opening monologue, when I told you about the greatness of black women and some of the important positions that black women had. No one gave a shit that the Senate took off. I mean, the House of Representatives was in utter chaos for how many days? Who ran the Senate? Who ran the House of Representatives? Who clicked down that gavel until they appointed a new Speaker of the House? That was a black woman. I mean, let's just take the black out of it. It was a woman. So that negates your point right there. Right now, the other 8 Supreme Court justices could not do anything without that other woman on the court. Well, without the other 2, there's what? How many Supreme Court justices? There's 9, and at least 2 of them are women. So what about if those 2 women decided to say, today we're not going to see any cases? What the Supreme Court going to do, Angryman? They're going to go into recess. They're going to go into recess. If right now, I'm trying to think of a company that a woman owns, but there's so many. So right now, say, matter of fact, let me just go to the military side of it. Right now, if every woman decided to say, you know what, I am going AWOL, absent without leave, UA, unauthorized absence, do you not think the military would function? No, it couldn't. You know why? Because the majority of people in the military are women, whether they be white, black, or Hispanic. The defense of our country, whether you want to admit it or not, Angryman, is hinged on the backs of women, not just black. But when it comes to black men and women, black women do outnumber us in the military, in the armed services. They absolutely do. Those points are undisputed, actual and factual. But let me let you chop up some more. Let's go back and start over, folks. Now that you heard that, I want you to listen to the rest of his conversation. Now that I pointed that out to you, listen to his conversation. I mean, really listen.
I got ball of X up in here. Ball of X.
Women still want to look up to that man and follow the lead of the man. That's what I'm saying here. But I know you said you had to go,
Bring
but
me up, man. What is you waiting
here
for?
you go. You right here. I got you.
Let this dude run away. Soon as you said my name, he talking about he gotta go. Nah, don't go nowhere.
Okay.
Don't go nowhere. Stay your ass right here. First of all, Bernard, I don't know what you doing up here, bruh. To go back to what you said, men rarely act like children. Women almost always act like children. Men built this world and continue to maintain this world. If women took a day off today, if all women took a day off today, no one would give a shit. If all men took a day off today, the world would come to a crash and halt. What are you talking about, dude?
What the fuck? Are you screaming at me or him?
I'm screaming at you.
Okay, well, firstly, you came here acting like a child, saying men don't act like children. So I think that's very funny.
Okay, first of all, number one, hey, hold on.
Oh, I'm not able to respond to your whole statement. You're going to sit here and scream the whole time. Okay, if that's what you want to do, go for it.
First of all,
I have an 11-year-old kid, so I'm used to somebody just screaming the whole time. Go for it.
Hold on.
What do you got?
First of all, dude, you're acting like a woman. Don't tell me how to talk.
Gotcha.
Okay, just because a man raises his voice does not mean he's acting like a child. Do not do that shaming tactic crap with me.
I'm just making an observation. You can scream and whine all you want. That's fine. I'm all here for your crying, dude. I'm here for your emotional outlet, okay? I'll play the woman part, and you can treat me like your mom, if that's what you want to do, dude. I'm here for your crying, dude. I'm here for your emotional outlet, okay? I'll play the woman part, and you can treat me like your mom.
I'll play the woman part, and you can treat me like your mom. Angryman, did you not hear that? Did you not hear that? I know I did. First of all, that would have been the end of the conversation about anything else. First and foremost, my man, whoever dude was, you had nothing else to say about that, but you never addressed that anyway. Wonder why you didn't. Wonder why you didn't say, hey man, you know, men to men up here talking, why you got to bring my moms into it? Talk about my moms, fuck. But he was right. You are acting like an immature, childish woman. You are. You absolutely are. And it's sad to say the majority of these so-called content creators that I see on these streams, they act just like you. You guys are in your 30s and 40s and damn near in your 50s. And some of you folks are in your 60s and up. Acting like black women, or women in particular, or your downfall, or was the reason for your downfall, or for the reason why something didn't go your way. And for you to say, Angryman, literally to really believe that what you said had merit, listen to me. I can guarantee you this, if women stopped working today, this country would fall into utter chaos. Think about all the important jobs that women hold that men refuse to hold, Angryman. But you're going to say some more stupid shit here in just a few minutes. And y'all, like I said, pay attention. But again, I'm wondering why you never addressed the comment that he said, you acting like a woman, so I'll treat you like you treat your mama. Wow. You wouldn't have got away with that with me. No, sir. Not today, not tomorrow.
That's what you want to do, dude.
Address what I'm saying. Chill
then I'm acting like a woman? What do you want me to say? How am I supposed to address that?
Chill with the shaming tactics. Be a grown man and address my talking points.
Okay, I didn't hear any yet. What were your talking points? That if all men took the day off, the world would fall apart, and if women took the day off...
Did y'all hear any talking points? I didn't hear any. Did any of y'all hear any talking points? He came up there screaming at Bernard, and he said that little, whatever that bullshit that came out of his mouth. That is not a talking point. That is your opinion. That is not a talking point. That is merely your opinion. But what is facts is that, because we all see it, that you are acting like a bitch-ass nigga right now. We all see that.
Like me to repeat it.
For a lot of the men that succeed, they can only do so because women are holding it down at home, right? If these guys, Bullshit. Who the fuck is taking care of the kids when men are out working?
There are plenty of successful multimillionaire men that do not have children and are not in relationships. Try again.
Okay, so do you think that the goal of man shouldn't be to have children?
The goal of men is to continue to make sure this world spins. Some men may choose to have.
Okay, dude just said the goal of men is to make sure this world spins. I know I'm going out on left field a little bit, but Angry Man, we as men do not control the environment. The environment controls us and we just adapt to it. You cannot stop the world from spinning at the 67,000 miles per hour revolutions that it spins. That is completely out of your control. Now, when it comes to men and women on this planet, we as men, we need women. Why? For the main purpose, to procreate, to produce the next generation of us. So there's no way you can get around that. Now, can a woman get pregnant without, doing the dastardly deeds? Certainly she can. Certainly. But I can guarantee you this, a man doesn't necessarily have to lay down with a woman, as you say, to become pregnant. Not these days. Don't have to touch a man. So what are you speaking of? Now, there's no way that a man can bring a child into this world, Angry Man, so he has to deal with a woman. But you're going to try and present an argument for that, talking about surrogates. Well, let me tell you about surrogates and babysitters. There is a difference. Usually, most surrogates want some kind of payment for their services. If I'm going to carry this child for 9 months, I expect such and such. At the end of when the baby's born, full payment is expected, and the child is turned over to you. No expectations for me to be this child's mother, and no expectations of you not paying me, because I can't take the baby back. Now, do some women back out? Of course. It's a hell of a thing. I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know what it's like to bond with a child inside of my stomach for 9-10 months and then turn around and give it up. I wouldn't know. I can't even fathom having to give an answer for that. But one thing I know for sure, I don't give a damn how successful any businessman is. If he wants a child, he has to deal with a woman sooner or later, because that's where they come from. They don't come from cabbage leaves, Angry Man. The stork don't bring him, Angry Man. Okay? A woman literally has to carry that child at some point in time. Okay? Now that you know that, maybe we can move on.
Children, others don't. Multi-millionaire men can have surrogate women and have people watch their kids or send their kids to freaking boarding school. Try again.
Okay, I guess in the world where men are buying surrogate women and are sending their children to boarding school at age 0, and I suppose those are all being worked at by men as well.
Buying women,
bro. I don't know what you want me to say.
They're not buying women. They're not buying women. What are you talking about? Buying women.
What do you mean getting surrogate women and sending their children to boarding school?
Don't women get surrogate women?
Tell me what you mean when you say surrogate women. What are you talking about? Just somebody to watch it like a babysitter? Or are you talking about like a surrogate, like have a child for me?
What I am talking about, because you seem to have difficulty understanding. If a man is a multimillionaire and he doesn't want to deal with the issues of being in a relationship and he decides he wants to have children, he can get a surrogate mother to have a child for him, or he can adopt a kid, but he still has the ability to have someone watch that kid for him without being in a relationship.
Okay, I'm going to repeat this because you're having trouble, probably because you're really emotional, understanding my question. So I'll ask one more time. What do you mean by surrogate woman? What do you mean by surrogate woman?
You're deflecting.
I'm not. I just asked you a question. You just deflected again.
You don't know the definition of a surrogate mother? You don't know the definition of that?
All right, real quick, yeah, real quick.
Not real quick. You don't know you don't know the definition of a surrogate mother? Come on.
I'm trying to figure out how you're using it.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
He made a simple point. You're saying that men need women, and he was just pointing out that there is a way for men to ultimately raise a kid without a woman.
Yeah, I'm just curious when he says.
And that definitely is possible. Just as you said, yeah, you can pay a woman, or you, in some cases, you might be able to talk a woman into having a child for you. And that's what the guy was trying to ask you, Angry Man. What is your definition of surrogate? Because you really didn't know. And, or not to say that you didn't know. What I think what you was about to say is you knew that you could possibly give the wrong answer, and this guy knew what the definition was, so you didn't want to take the chance of answering the question. What is a surrogate, Angry Man? If you're listening to this, type it down in the chat. If you don't listening to it now, type it down in the comment section. What is a surrogate, Angry Man? And if you look at it, most surrogates do get paid. Now, what man you know or what person you know is going to babysit somebody for free? So still, regardless to how much money this man makes, if he decides to either get a surrogate or adopt a child, and his business is his priority, not child rearing, what is the purpose of him going to have a child anyway? Didn't make sense. Your argument does not make sense. Minus all the surrogates and all that, the bottom line to it, let's break it down to its smallest thing that you are trying to imply. What you're saying is that if the man is successful and he decided that he wanted to have a child without the business of being in a relationship, he can go hire someone to watch that child for him. Or no, you didn't say hire. You can just say he just can go get someone to watch the child for him, or to babysit the child for him. He ain't got to pay him. So breaking again down to the smallest thing is, if he does not have time to be a father, why would he make the attempt to be one? So he can be a father in name only, not in participation, not in going to baseball games, not in the football games, not in the cheerleading practice, not in the graduations and none of that. He just wanted to be a father. And he just wanted somebody, pay somebody else or talk somebody else into raising the kid. That's not being a father at all. Regardless of how you look at it, whether it's natural or adopted. Let's go on though. Let you continue to fumble and stumble and mumble.
Surrogate, is he just saying? Is he just saying
that men can raise kids without women? You can.
Well, no, but I mean, you're gonna have to get a babysitter or something, right?
I mean, yes.
Are those babysitters usually men or women?
It could be either or.
Okay, so
aren't you the new age guy that thinks everything is freaking, gender neutral and equal?
Okay, of course I was going to stop it right there. Now he says it could be either or. So let me go ahead and break that down to its smallest point here, okay? Since you like people discussing your talking points, I'll discuss them. Now, how many of you women that's had children that's gone to the babysitter and decided to leave your 6, 7, 8-month-old child with a man? When you go into a daycare center, the majority of the people in there, whether they be behind the desk or actually participating in with the children, monitoring the children, are women. I don't think there's too many women, especially women with newborns, that would feel comfortable leaving their child with a man as a babysitter. I don't think there's too many women that would feel comfortable leaving their 2, 3, 4-year-old child with a male babysitter. Maybe a relative, yes, but a stranger, no. I don't think so. I really do not think that, not to say it won't happen, and not to say it hasn't happened, and not to say it's not happening, but for the most part, most people, when they think of child rearing and daycare centers, they don't think about John, they think about Jan. Female versus male. Okay, Angry Man, let's go farther.
Why couldn't it be a guy?
I haven't said anything about everything being gender neutral and equal, but that's cute if you think that. I'm just trying to figure out, like,
my bad. I'm making an assumption. You're the one with the blue hair.
There are so many things I could say right now, but it would power your shit. Like, I don't want to hear you crying about, oh fuck, I can't do it. I can't do it because the problem is if I say shit to you about the way it would power your shit. Like, I don't
my bad. I'm making an assumption. You're the one with the blue hair.
Now, at any time before that, did you hear Destiny speak in any way about Angry Man's physical appearance? Then he's talking about a little bit later on, folks. You'll hear him talking about shame, blame, and explain. That's why I wanted to stop and point it out right here. Before this, did you hear anybody speak about anybody's appearance? Before that, you're the one with the blue hair. But wait a minute, Angry Man. Every time I see you, you paint your beard, you dyed your beard red, you've dyed it jet black, you've dyed it tan, you've dyed it polka dot, you've had, the only thing that you've been missing in your beard was ribbons. That's about it. I will remember there was another stream where you took your hat off and come on. So believe me, the last thing that you need to be speaking about is hair, especially regardless of what color it is, about someone that has a head full of it. You shouldn't speak on shit like that. Just like Run DMC said earlier, shut up. You talk too much. Stop doing it to yourself. Stop making yourself an easy target for a fella like me, because you are. And it's obvious that dude just really didn't want to engage with you in that. And he could have. I'd have fired back at you. I'd have used what Jay Prince did. Wait a minute. So did you get them teeth fixed yet? Wait a minute. You were the guy that was dyeing your hair, because I've looked at the comment sections of a few of these streams that's talking about you, and they all say the same thing. Wait a minute, Angry Man. Ain't you dyeing your beard? Come on now. Let's move forward.
There are so many things I could say right now, but it would power your shit. Like, I don't want to hear you crying about, oh fuck, I can't do it. I can't do it because the problem is if I say shit to you about the way that you look, I'm gonna get fucking canceled by your entire fucking crowd. So I'm just gonna peace. It's fun.
Okay. I just wanted y'all to hear that part there too. Now you heard what he said. If I say something to you about your appearance, I'm going to get canceled by your minions, meaning that the trolls will be in full effect. And instead of Angry Man saying, no, I can fight my own battles, you know what he says? Yeah, you right. Because them dumbass niggas do stick up for me at any cost, whether I'm right or wrong. They do, and they will come over to your channel, and they will try and shut your channel down just because you was right, and I had nothing to come back at you about except for, yeah. And I could have talked about you, like my man said. I could have said something about you, but I chose not to, simply because my body of work is more important than talking shit about your appearance. And I know what'll happen if your minions hear me talking shit about you. They'll come raid my channel with all kind of bullshit. And he's right. He is right. Because that's what they do.
Have fun. Yep.
Is this a rage quit? Is the Destiny?
Oh, no, wait, Destiny. Shit to this guy, dude. It's like beating up a fucking 9-year-old. This is like arguing with a retarded child. What the fuck am I supposed to say? This is a bait. This is a bait for me, right? I'm rolling around in the mud with a pig. I'm gonna walk out dirty. This guy's gonna go home to say,
I'm rolling around in the mud with a pig.
Destiny, real quick. Hold on. AM, Destiny, let me ask you one more question. Did you know about Angry Man before today?
No, I have no idea who this guy is.
Okay, because it seems like when I mentioned him that you like.
I want you to mark that right there, okay? He says, I had no idea who this guy is. And he's probably right. Not everybody knows who you are, Angry Man, believe it or not. And I'm willing to take his word on it. He didn't know who you were. But you'll hear Angry Man thinking that the whole world should know who he is. But let's continue.
Start trying to leave, so I was thinking it maybe was some history.
No, I've got a thing scheduled in about an hour and a half. There's another person I was supposed to talk to, so I didn't want to like completely cut them out because I randomly jumped on your show. That person messaged me about 20 minutes ago. If you want to set up another convo, I'll be streaming tomorrow, same fucking time. We can talk for as long as you want. We can scream at each other. Right. I can help you work through your emotions and everything.
You talk to Angryman tomorrow.
Yeah, if you want to. I start at 12 EST, and I'll be streaming for 4 hours.
All right, I want to get that one.
We can work through his femininity. He seems like he's got a lot of things he wants to talk about.
Hold on.
First
Let's
of all,
get that set up. Wait a minute. Let's get it set up.
I'm not emotional. You know that, sir. You know that, sir. Stop.
Let's get it set up. Let's not talk.
Yeah, you are feminine. Okay, you have no comeback 12, right now. You know what the problem is right now, folks, is Angryman don't really want to smoke. And Bernard is really pushing Angryman into a battle arena that he does not want to be in. He does not want to go up against this guy because, dare I say it, intellectually, he will not be able to stand up. He has nothing but insults. He has no talking points as he think he does. Because in this, how long this clip is, 8-minute clip, this dude completely destroyed him. Imagine if he'd have been up there for an hour. He would have completely dismantled the rest of your bullshit talking points, just like I did. Absolutely, positively, you are an unadulterated idiot. Damn.
But we can talk 1 p.m. tomorrow EST if you want. I'll be free for 3 hours.
1 p.m. tomorrow EST. Yeah. And so if Angryman go live and he and y'all come merge it in together, and that's a date. Y'all can go at it tomorrow. That fair?
Yeah.
You with that, Destiny? You with that AM?
It is what it is.
All right. Well, we got a date for tomorrow. I didn't want it to seem like you just ran because Angryman showed up. I think it's only right you set up a date for tomorrow, so it don't look like you ran.
I'm doing this out of the charity of my good heart. I don't have an obligation to talk anyway. I understand that. Sounds good. Yeah.
I understand that.
Get the fuck out of here.
No. It's all right. I'm all about giving back to communities and everything. So I'm here to do charity. Just for Angryman. That's what I'm here for. Okay. That's what I'm here, dude. It's all good, man.
A lot of that racist liberal.
Now, see, Bernard was quick, and see, let me call out some of you black folks on that. Just because someone says something, that doesn't necessarily make it a racist statement. In that case, that wasn't, and he was absolutely right. Angryman, show me any receipt where you've given back to your community. Of all the super chats that you've gotten in the last 2 or 3 years, show me what you've done with it other than make that profit for your own self. Not saying there's anything wrong with that. Don't get me wrong. Everybody's entitled to earn a living however you choose to. But what I'm saying is, was he wrong by saying you don't give back to your own community, whether it be the community that you physically live in or your YouTube community? How many folks have come back and said, want me to call them out? I will, of course I will. You shitted on Shaw Willie, you shitted on Classic Ruby, you shitted on DS1, you shitted on Grinch, you shitted on Cerulean Grey, you shitted on BGS, you shitted on Art New Style, you shitted on Amp T, you shitted on Raw Beat Privilege, you shitted on Bomb Cherry. Who else you shitted on? All of this chase of Mighty Dollar. Because ask any of those folks that's worked with you, have they received a dime from you? Ask any of them, have they received a quarter from you? Ask any of them. And they don't fuck with you no more. As soon as you figure out there's some profit to be made, you start cutting folks off. Now, from what I understand, what's the girl's name? The Crimson Cure, DS1 and Grinch, they're all doing much better than you. I know DS1 is because I listen to his streams. I literally go in and sit down and have a seat and listen to the brother. Now, I don't agree with everything that Kendra D says, but I know damn well she's doing a hell of a lot better than you. And at least she can articulate her talking points, regardless of whether you agree with them or not. At least she can put up a valid argument of why she says what she says. You got into it with Cynthia G. I don't know if you and Taz ever got into it, but the list goes on of folks in the YouTube streets, Angryman, that you've had some kind of battle with. So what part of it is he wrong about saying that you don't give back to the community? But again, like you said, everybody should know you, right? Okay, everybody should know you. Listen to this.
Came out right there. All right, anyway. All right.
No, that was the blue hair liberal. Have fun. I'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah. All right. AM. You was the only one I was letting up.
Nigga ran. So point blank, period. As soon as you mentioned my damn, see, cats be trying to act like they don't know who I am. As soon as he mentioned my name, he's ready to bounce. And then when I got up here and started getting in his ass, instead of him addressing my talking points, he's deflecting and trying to use shaming tactics, like pure goofiness. Goofiness.
Yeah, I was trying hard as I can to just try to get him to commit to something tomorrow, because I do want to see that. This was random. I was doing a reaction video and he pulled up. I let him up and then we went from there. But no, this was interesting. This was interesting. But
down here we all float. Come down here with us, we all float. Down here we all float. Come down here with us, we all float.
Big shout out to Baller X and Henny Wise. I got another one of your clips I'm going to use a little bit later on. It might be from you, it might be from John the Analyst. But y'all folks get over there. If you haven't checked out Baller X's channel, please do so. Like, share, subscribe. Man, he does some pretty good work over there. I don't know who you are, but you got your pulse. You seem to be everywhere, YouTube. I don't know if folks be sending you clips or whatever, but hey, this was another one for the ages, my man. So big shout out to you. I'll make sure I put the link in the description down there for your channel. All right. So let's move on, folks. Here we listen to the head asshole over there in the YouTube streets. Now let's take a listen to Leonard Roy. Okay. Let's listen to what Leonard Roy has to say about crime. Okay, these are the so-called folks that y'all listen to. Leonard, what the fuck was you thinking? You're a military man. The comments that's about to come out your mouth is unbelievable. That's the best way I can say it. Again, like Run DM say, sometimes you should shut up. Don't say nothing. Just don't talk. Don't make a comment about something, because it might, anything you can and say, anything you say can and will be used against you in the YouTube streets. So let me go ahead and use this against you in the YouTube streets. Here's Leonard Roy, folks. Y'all check this out.
Way to do the wrong thing. If it's wrong, it's just wrong.
Don't know what a dirty, rotten
it's the right way to do it.
That's right.
No, there's no right way to do no wrong damn thing. This is why y'all be getting caught up constantly and then crying.
The right thing the wrong way.
It's ridiculous.
This is how you do that. Back in the days when we were selling mixtapes.
Hold on,
back in the days we were selling mixtapes. Hold on. Doing it the right way is.
Hold on. Okay, so Xander and Leonard, since there is a right way to do the wrong thing, can you break down the right way to commit rape?
I'm trying to, but everybody keeps saying,
hold on. Answer the question. Tell me the right way to commit rape.
I ain't talking about rape.
That part.
I'm talking about what I did. I ain't raped nobody. What I'm talking. Look. Why we always got to go to the extreme?
Xander, don't leave Xander. Xander, bring your ass back.
We always got to go to the extreme with shit.
That part. Come on back, Xander.
Now,
Xander, bring your ass back, motherfucker.
May I finish talking to GMT, please? Now, when I was doing my mixtape thing, right? I know for a fact if you have more than $5,000 in the bank, that opens you up for doggone scrutiny, right? Now I was making plenty of money. It paid for my son's entire private school senior education, right?
Okay, Leonard, since you and I seem to be in the same field, let me go ahead and correct you on something, my man. There's absolutely no way that the police can just walk up to you and arbitrarily know that you got $5,000 in a bank somewhere. What you just said was that the banks will call the police if any black person, breaking it down to the smallest thing again, if any black person accumulates more than $5,000 worth of wealth. First of all, how would they know what kind of job that you're doing? When you go into the bank, do they ask you, sir, where do you work? Only time they ask you that is when you are initially trying to open up an account. After that account is open, as long as you come in and deposit money, they won't close that account. So what part is that you're talking about? The $5,000. Now, I've been doing mixtapes before they started calling them mixtapes there, dude. Yeah, there's money to be made. But the thing about mixtapes was back in the day, it wasn't so much how much money you made off them that were pirated. You didn't get permission to mix up music and sell it because it wasn't a big thing. It wasn't as easily accessible as it is now on the internet. Now all someone has to do is download 20 or 30 songs, slap a logo on it, and say it's a mixtape. But back then, you literally had to have the album, you had to have the recording equipment, you had to have the CD, you had to have the 45, you had to have the 33, you had to have the 78, whatever era, a mixtape or 8-track, whatever era you was in, you had to have the equipment until technology caught up and made a whole lot of people who thought they could be DJs. Now, I'm not taking anything away from you. You say you were a DJ back in the day, you was doing this big time and all that. Hey, that's on you. But I know that what you just described is not right. So let's go ahead and let you finish what you was talking about. So far though, shut up.
But what I did was, I kept,
nigga, shut the fuck up, nigga.
Bruh, look, fuck you. Deep in your ass if you don't like what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh, this nigga.
Oh, hell to.
Oh, hold on. Doing it the right way.
Hold on. Okay, so Xander and Leonard, since there is a right way to do the wrong thing, can you break down the
Yeah, I didn't mean to take it that far back, but y'all listen. Y'all listen to this.
Tell me the right
This is what I'm talking about. Men and black men in the YouTube streets.
That part.
Y'all listen to this shit. It's coming up here in just a few minutes.
Oh, this look. Why we always got to go to the extreme?
Xander, don't leave Xander. Bring your ass back.
We always got to go to the extreme with shit.
That part. Come on back, Xander.
Now,
Xander, bring your ass back, motherfucker.
May I finish talking to GMT, please? Now, when I was doing my mixtape thing, right? I know for a fact if you have more than $5,000 in the bank, that opens you up for doggone scrutiny, right? Now I was making plenty of money. It paid for my son's entire private school senior education, right?
Bullshit, nigga.
But what I did was,
you want to give a whole long
I kept
story, nigga. Shut the fuck up, nigga.
Bruh, look, fuck you. Deep in your ass if you don't like what the fuck I'm talking about.
Oh, this nigga.
Oh, hell to the no.
There you go.
You absolutely right, Verbal. Oh, hell to the no. Let me ask you YouTube dudes this. Why do y'all always go to that as the say all phrase? What kind of grown man in his right mind speaks to another grown man that way? Leonard, what the fuck? Not only did you say it, you put emphasis on the deep part. Have you done it? Has it been done to you? Those are the questions. When a woman is on a panel with you and you know that particular woman is not going to let you get away with that, that's why she said, oh, hell no. That's some gray shit. Say what you want to, but I'll let you finish. You right, Purple. Go ahead and laugh.
Anyway, just like this here.
Right, this nigga here. What was you thinking about, Leonard? But again, Like I said, folks, he's not the only one that speaks that way. So I'll ask you folks in the manosphere and all these other folks that talking about that tell folks to bend over and I'll screw you till you like it. The BGSs and the Grinches. When y'all say stuff like this, wait a minute, let me put this disclaimer. Y'all reading it, so let me let you hear it one time.
This program is intended for an adult audience and deals with mature humor and contains material including language, violence, and nudity that may be offensive to some viewers. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Okay, now next up, if you haven't heard it before, here's another Baller X clip for you. Again, speaking on those cats who always want to talk about what they gonna do to men and what you guys call yourself masculine over there. Masculine men don't speak like this to other men, folks. Now, I'm gonna let you hear. This is a protege of the Angryman, from what I understand. This is what these guys get. This was the end of the year purge over there at Ant T. Now, I want you to hear, whether he's drunk, whether he's sober, but you know what they say about alcohol. All alcohol is a truth serum. It just lets you say, it just gives you the freedom to say what you normally wouldn't say if you wasn't intoxicated. All right? So let's listen to the Grinch, okay?
I got Baller X up in here. Baller X. You ain't gonna tell me how broke you are, my nigga? Please make my dick hard. I like poor niggas.
You said broke niggas make your dick hard though, man.
Yeah.
Who does that?
He did, Mello. He most certainly did.
Am I? What? His audio's down,
Well,
man.
that
Please
was
tell me.
spicy.
My thing
That was
is,
spicy.
like you said, you already got a clue of what I'm working on because you was like, hey, you got veterans benefits. You just didn't know I don't got them yet. I'm working on it, and that's what I'm doing. But I'm already in the six-figure margin. I can finance whatever this girl wants to be. I made a nigga feel embarrassed. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I made this nigga feel. I'm sorry. I made this nigga feel embarrassed, nigga. What you got your bitch eating? Ramen noodles? What you got your bitch eating? Ramen noodles?
I heard a nigga was looking for me though.
He said broke set on deck, nigga. Let me find out. My bad, bro. Tell me how broke you are. Go ahead. Let me know. Oh, we quiet now. Ooh, we quiet. You ain't gonna tell me how broke you are, my nigga? Please, make my dick hard. I like poor niggas. Please tell me.
Well, nigga, I'm not gonna give you no more background music so you can go in court whoever that broke nigga was that got you all excited. But again, folks, so many times you go into these streams, you see these guys, number one, you have to question their masculinity, so to speak, because they always get up on panels arguing with women. You know, they're always offering up their man parts to another man or telling another man what they're gonna do to their man parts. At no point in time in any stream that I've ever done will you ever hear me make that reference. At no point in time, if you know me in real life, walking around or just sitting around talking or sitting down talking to my brothers, talking to my friends, talking to my uncles, my cousins, whoever, you ain't gonna never hear me in a fit of rage or in a bit of laughter offer up my man parts to another man. Not gonna happen. Not today, not tomorrow, not last week. Okay? But you guys get on these streams and act like it's passe. Yo, you know what you can do with me, man? You can bite the big wiener, man. Nope. Nope, like Kevin Samuels asked that one dude. Yeah, since y'all like bringing up Kevin, I will one time. Like Kevin's asked, hey, you got a big ding-a-ling? What you mean you don't know? First of all, the conversation would have went that far. After he said, you got a big dick, clink, in the conversation. We got nothing else to talk about. But he went on saying, I guess so. I don't know, nigga, you know. What the fuck? What was Kevin gonna say? Turn on your camera, let me see. And that's another thing. A lot of these guys, they have no argument for what you say to them. So the next thing they'll say is, turn your camera on. What for? Whether I lived in a 2-room shack or a 50-room mansion, what difference would it make to you? It still doesn't take away from the talking points. Whether I'm fat, whether I'm bright-skinned, whether I'm dark-skinned, whether I'm short or whether I'm tall, what difference does it make? It does not take away from the talking points. You have none when you have to resort to what? Calling people out or talking about somebody's physical appearance. But anyway, folks, last but not least, I have a good friend of mine, Sharp Willie. I've been behind the scenes talking to, we did some work together on Classic R&B Jams Radio, waiting for her to come back on. But, she likes to dabble in the music a little bit. She likes to do her thing. So she made this song called Clap Them Cheeks. And I figured, you know what? I'm going to do the remix. Or remixing. So if y'all feel like it, go over there and say, hey, Shaw, I like that remix. Or check her out on the channel over there, the Shaw Willie, just that Shaw Advice channel. Go over there and, like, share, and subscribe. Do what you do. Check out some of her old content. All right? And also, before we get on up out of here, y'all make sure y'all check me out on Sundays and Saturdays at 4 to 6 p.m. with the R&B Countdown, on Classic R&B Jams on Sunday with the Music Cafe from 7 to 10, and on Tuesdays with the Indie Artist Show from 7 to 10. That's all Eastern Standard Time, folks. Some great music. I don't have too much conversation because I'm too busy playing music, but I have a listening lounge. Of course, you folks can come in and talk about music amongst yourself. Drop me a message or two, and of course, I'll respond to you on air. All right? So with that, folks, let's get to the remix. Here's Shaw Willie and Clap Them Cheeks.
Yeah. Let them eat fire, boy.
We know the truth of what you really wanna do. All this live stream talking, not telling truth. Quoting stats like those numbers make it a fact. Those women never would've picked you even where you're at. Winter's here, it is here for you indefinitely. You turn your back on your own damn community. We see your comments in the chat and it's hate speech. You mad at women cause they didn't pick you in their sheets. Name your doctor writing script cause the dosage off. Flipping the script, women winning, talking about they lost. Been 4 years you've been in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, you just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks.
Lil John, them E5 boy. We're so new for y'all.
You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. Those red pills never done nothing for you. I hear Red Bull is on sale, won't you pick up too? Speaking of which, your godfather is dead and gone. No more news quotes for you to carry on. Look the channel, keep on searching and don't be sad. Never cry about something that you never had. It's been 4 years you've been hanging in these YouTube streets. Congratulations, just earned your bachelor's degree. You wanna clap them cheeks, you wanna clap them cheeks. You wanna clap them cheeks? You wanna clap them cheeks?
The John of Eastside boy. With some new for y'all. It's some goods in this house. It's some goods in this house. If you see them, point them out. If you see them, point them out. It's some goods in this house. It's some goods in this house. In this hood, in this hood, in this house.
You wanna clap them cheeks? You wanna clap them cheeks?
It's some house. It's some house. It's some.
You wanna clap them cheeks? 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 You wanna clap them cheeks?
The John of Eastside boy. John of Eastside boy. John of Eastside boy. With something new for y'all.